Best of 3 and a spot at the main event. Certainly a whole lot to look forward to. We're starting back on Mirage. Certainly just had our whistle wet with the first game between those two. EG, of course, falling by the wayside there. Let's get this one started. I'm Machine. I got Chad Sponge Birchall, the smarty pants.
1x bet odds there favoring mousesports in this one, so we'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. I think this is a highly contested affair. 2 smokes for Mouse, both thrown on out. One towards window, one out towards connector, and now mid control being garnered. BMS and Frozen through the underpass. Dexter and Acor quickly scampering up Cat.
Full mid control, heading short perhaps. There's a bit of a stack though. CT's expecting a lot, and it's going to be LNZ with his first crucial opener. To pivot to A, and double nutmeg, look at that, straight through the smoke. Oh dear, hampus has hit another scorcher, so they've got map control, but
A's open.
They're running out of players. Bemis claws one back, needed that. The bomb's loose, and everyone that goes near it is being beheaded. Nice chance for Robs. He's just a P250, had util alongside, and taking his opportunities when they come. Device is so low! Oh no! Acor's Glock is all alone against 3. Multiple targets, shot in the back, and there it goes.
One of the really, really weird things about that round, and the reason that mousesports looked so hesitant getting into that site, is that they did not meet any resistance. It was a 4-man B stack from NiP towards the other bomb site, and then you had hampus lingering around window. So you could see right there, when Acor died, he's looking towards a ramp. Because Robs came through Palace, they didn't know that A ramp was clear. You would assume that they went aggressive, not that they had a 4-man B stack. So that was really janky for Mouse just because of the CT setup from NiP.
And they won it so easily.
Yeah, sure they had to hit some bangers of shots right there, but you could see just what that was doing is chipping away at Mouse. They had the doubt. And we're back underway with a 4-spy here. AK, 2 Galils, couple of Deagles. mousesports want to get stuck into this one here early. Robs with the biggest weapon of them all, and his entry success has been phenomenal. Clear indication they do want to head over towards this A bomb site.
Okay. Device. Spotted out one, and more than that, spotted out now. He does connect the scout shot. Dexter working with just 18 points of health, and they start to congeal around this bomb site. Will they get a bomb plan? That's up to them. Yeah, looking good. Even trade so far. Bomb's now loose, and hampus commits to the spray through the box, leaving just Frozen. Very quick dispatch of a couple. Nice find onto CT, and he can't find him. Linus just in the smoke as it fades. Has the advantage and quickly finishes it off.
Ooh, kept costly there, but no plant. This should be the eco from mousesports, regardless of those kills coming on through, and NiP getting a chance to take a bit of a breather here and establish that CT-sided economy. Going to see Plopsky buy into an MP9. There's rifles for the rest. Rez or R easy, as he's been dubbed, into that FAMAS. And this is a round where you need to keep it clean. The Swedes, plus the Dane, wanted to keep a clean sheet in this one. And on the other side of things, mousesports looking to do as much damage as possible. 3 Deagles, a P250.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, okay. 2 Deagles and a P250. Round number 4. Yeah, this one was quick.
It was. Yeah, those Deagles have not found anything. And I mean, in mousesports, looking at the names on that list, I would fear the Deagle rounds of mousesports.
Especially Rops, you know. He was the one who kind of brought it into vogue, the sliminess of the Deagle to the belly. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so all in all, this one's just a clean sheet, a quickie. Frozen trying to jump Deagle. It's new in the meta. It's something that we haven't seen fully established just yet. But there you have it, 3-0. And the first gun round about to get underway here. AKs to be equipped. Utility will be light on for Mouse. And no real need for NiP to upgrade. They can keep that MP9. They can keep that FAMAS.
That shot again from Rez.
Oh, okay.
First bullet out of the FAMAS, still moving as well. Brilliant stuff. And as you said, yeah, a little light. Actually looks like a pretty damn good buy for Mouse. Coming into our next round of play. Round 4. And the bombs towards A. Dexter to contest middle. Nice little window smoke and molly connector. Yet to see impact from him in the fragging charts, but the in-game leader proving that the Oceanic Counter-Strike brain can translate on a European level. Here he goes. Here he goes. Oh, a freebie, Rez! Pushes his eardrums into Dexter's AK. And there's another potential on the cards. He hasn't been shot at. Plopsky, I think, obscured by the smoke. He can go for some safe and silent info there, jumping against the wood.
Short smoke's going to help him here. Ako's just thrown that out. Perfect time. Dexter gets a chance. Doesn't have to worry about his behind.
Yep, it's fading. This is his frag. It was his chance. Device quick to take it away. Big find.
They're going A.
Yeah, from the Dane. This looks problematic. The smoke will enable a little more of a cross. Device to upgrade.
Oh, Ako just took one down mid there. That rotation's been dealt with and Device is on notice. It's all on hampus.
Hampus has got a lot to do. Frozen is on that default plant. He's trying to punch in the digits now. No one. Oh, from CT they contest. Bemis does connect, but it's onto hampus. The bomb still goes down. And only 2 now for this retake. There should be no way in. An M4 would certainly go a whole lot further than the MP9, but looks like they're going to be heading away for the save.
Yeah, get on out of there. Linus was the man who took the MP9 off of Plopsky in this round, so happy to get an M4 back in his hands and now stay alive. And considering Device was in the thick of it for a moment there, the fact he's still alive walking away with an AK is good scenes. But a buy, it'll be possible in the next round. NiP can drop things across, get that AWP out, and start looking good. Now, Ancient is map number 2. That's quite the curious second map. If we get to see it picked a lot, right, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's really good to see how that's continuing to develop here. We get Mirage, the most played map. It's been here forever versus Ancient, the newest. That's the first round for mousesports here, and the flash through, you can see Dexter's probably a bit further forward than they were expecting, so that flash has popped above him, and it's not done anything whatsoever. And that kill right there from Ako was basically the one to seal the deal. The rotation, that was desperate from hampus, doing his best to deny the plant, see if he could drop that on the ground and keep it interesting.
It's a very luxurious position to be put in as a T-side AWPer when you've got enough frags on A that you can just sit mid and catch the rotate. He loved it and profited from it. Let's get into our next round of play then. NiP. Try and bounce back.
Pressuring B here.
Yeah, quite quickly. Look at this flashbangs. They're all just flying through, and so are the bodies. Plopsky's lost his vision. Dexter's lost his head. Even trades. One more to find. It's LNZ, and he does stand and deliver. Oh no, is he planting?
He's planting.
He's assuming Device is gone, evaporated from the site, fires off the shot, reveals his location. A missed shot now. Rop's yet to frag, and only 15 points of health. No hope. Nice use of the USP, not taking any chances there. Device secures it. NiP send mousesports straight back down to the doldrums.
Yeah, look, NiP, since Linus has been a part of this team, every time I see teams going B against them, Plopsky from shore is like hammering down a couple, right? It's been a pretty potent crossfire, considering we know that he's only been thrown into this team with limited practice at the start. So the fact that, you know, that hold was already working in the beginning, they can grow and they can build on that. So the B bomb site, going to be a difficult one to crack if you are Mouse, but back underway with the buy. Deagle for Frozen, or for Acor. So things are as good as they can be with the money. Slowing this one down, no clear indication of an early hit. A bit of a default spread. Dexter and Frozen down towards underpass. Acor and Bimas towards top mid, and Rops, well, in his palace. You'll see him there time and time again.
Get to see Rops in that kill feed, early days. Boost for safety, and mid control gained. Smoke towards the window to follow. DTs respond with one of their own, and that should just lock out any crawls that they were considering. Even Device posted up over it as well. They go for the boost. He was holding that light. That won't end well. Frozen is up, but his cross currently being held. And as the smoke fades, nothing to report for Rez. More trajectory, might go hunting, might be drawn into the shots.
Big gap in that.
Huge gap in that.
Needs to be called from Frozen.
If you get gray screened, it's a really weird angle for Rez to play with. Oh, and Acor spots him out. Good awareness. Puts us in a 5v4.
Rop's toes can be
They're wrapping into A. He's tracking his toesies. Oh, Rops, that's a horrible death. Hampus has caught him. And now Dexter with his back turned finds Hampus in response.
They went and stacked over B right now. They can get that bomb down quickly if they move. mousesports with 30 seconds left on the clock are looking good, but Cat Device is about to pick it to Acor here, and too good. Acor just controlling these rotations in mid. Will deny, and that should be the round for Mouse.
The most impact we've seen out of a T-side AWP on Mirage today. I mean, just already, just starting to be a crucial component in the mousesports T-side. Very early days, admittedly, but a second round locked in. It does seem like NiP are very quick to be ready for a response on B.
Yeah, thinking that bomb site might get bullied a little bit, maybe because of the lack of land for Linus. Maybe, I don't know how many teams will be trying to go for that play, because it's not like...
I wouldn't blame them.
In the opening best of one against LDLC, it's not like he was a slouch, right? He didn't need to do a lot. The team was getting it done. So that would be a curious strategy to go for, especially when you have rookies yourself. Bimas, right? this is his first land, right?
Genuine Counter-Strike question, though. When you're in Rops's position, because I always feel like that sucks because I get shot in the toes all the time, as he did, he can see his toes. What's he supposed to do? Just go for 6 toe shots? I mean, like...
Yeah, right.
Why does everyone go for that angle to hold ramp when it feels like it favors the ramp?
Well, that's the problem, right? Is we saw in the last game the shadow advantage that Rain took advantage of. So you either walk in, give the shadow advantage, or you hope you play the little toesy game.
And he's not clearing it enough.
Yeah,
okay,
right?
Sure.
So...
yeah, look, here, this is exactly what we're talking about. And he committed to a spray. Hampus is... That's audacious, is it not?
Yeah, and like the shoe on both feet there, right? For both of them. So it's just that Rops decided not to go for it, whereas Hampus committed and was able to pull it off in a big way. Rops didn't even get a chance to shoot it, like, even though we saw him first.
Yeah, and tracked those feet and those NiP brand kicks.
Well, Hampus getting aggressive over towards the ramp here, and Dexter working middle. Oh, Dexter's about to get a lot of company.
Yeah, tucks in nicely. That smoke will be a temporary wall. Oh, I don't fancy his chances of getting out of this one. Plopsky. Trajectory indicates his presence close short. Dexter.
Kept his cool.
Yeah, he has, but he's not over yet. More pressure into mid.
I'm still alive!
Finally, he falls. He was in limbo for so long. Just in no man's land. Robs is actually kind of dipping his toe into this Palace aggression. We haven't seen him leave all too much. Vice exposed. He's safe in the knowledge that Hampus is controlling that Palace angle. It's a powerful position to be in Hampus. Just a little headshot angle, quite hard to knock you off, assuming they're pre-aiming CT.
This does look like it's going to be an A finish here. Rops being so far forward, he can swing on this A ramp contact, and now Hampus tucking in towards dark under that balcony. That silenced M4 could be a real nuisance.
Really could. Hampus playing around with his nades. It's good damage. There's more to follow. Ouch! He peeks upon it. Big damage from Hampus. Double shutdown. There's more to come. Bomb loose. They know what's going on. Res to support from Palace. And only Frozen remaining. Many, many men's. A whole 5-man squad waiting for him. And as soon as he rounds the corner, they'll all throw their bullets down range. All right, NiP looking very rigid on this CT start.
The fact that they went for that second flash peek on middle to deal with Dexter was great. The first one, and he's hiding and using that smoke as a shield, it felt like Dexter had done enough. It's like, okay, they've had a look, they've cleared it, they've seen nothing mid, now I'm going to get a bit of room to work with. But they went in again, and on that is normally when you would expect one of your extremity players like Rops to go for a peek, because so many forces are being dedicated towards mid, but they didn't jump through that hoop, and they had to operate with that man disadvantage. Lots of talking here. That's Myth of the coach in the backlines there, and the same for Threat on the other side of things. These are two coaches who I think will have a lot of say within their teams. You've seen it online, especially at that fantastic facility NiP have. They all take their headsets off and they look at Threat. This time round, as I've mentioned time and time again, the coaches are not in the server. The best they have is they're behind the players. They can see the screens. They can talk in the timeouts, but not all the time. So we've gone back to those stringent rules on LAN. Be interesting to see how it affects some squads.
Talking about that Dexter exchange as well, Plopsky, by mollying back mid while the smoke was still up, he knew process of elimination, his fight as the smoke faded had to be in that open area. Rez towards, oops, a bit of a whiff nade. He's not going to be too upset about that. He might be, though. Bemis is going to be a little upset. Flashed by a teammate, jumping into the jaws of Rez. An early disadvantage. mousesports looking a little wobbly now.
They're going to need to try and claw this one back, but when they're in the 4v5 in the previous, it was very, very flat. Dexter is the one who's still alive now, though, so the in-game leader being able to pull the strings
from the front line.
Yeah, exactly. Now another connector smoke thrown on out. If we're keeping count, 3 left now for the Ninjas. Rez is on his lonesome here. He does have the crossfire with Plopsky. Barrel, I think, is spotted here. He's talking a lot. Rez is talking a lot right now. He's seen it. Oh, and that nade as well.
Right on him. Doesn't force Frozen, though, into the angle. He knows to manage his angles well. Dexter could catch him as well. They molly him out, but that's a really big find from Dexter. He's up short. He's maintained control, and he's pulled us back into a 4v4. They have full mid control, but where do you go from here? Who's holding that window push? Absolutely no one, dude. This is not a bad call. If they walk up connector, however, a very different fate. Hampus, nice angle found. Pre-aimed now, and Rob slipping in pursuit of his first frag. He could go 007 here.
Oh.
Acor's fallen. Looking great. It's Hampus who's just working wonders from the default box. It's not supposed to be a power position. He's making it look like one. Oh, God, he's got anyone else on his left eye peaks endlessly. They spotted him. Okay, this is Rops' frag. This is Rops' frag any day of the week. He'll finally get it. That's all he'll get. Oh. No 007 today for Ropsy, but 6 for the Ninjas. And I'm sure this is very good vibrations for the boys out of their boot camp. They're all packed up in their NiP tracksuits. It's good vibrations. It's fist bumps. This is going to be a really, really big make or break moment for the NiP boys.
Now watch this with hampus, right? He is just re-peeking into this angle, right? You normally see an AWPer transition to this line once you know mid control's taken and they want to play more of a heavy A, lean, close-up palace, close-up ramp. Hampus has done that, and he's had full faith that Device would not miss the shot. Oh, we're straight underway. Dexter's found Device. That was the player behind him, right? Oh, that was top mid, never mind. I'm getting a little bit caught off guard by the pace just there.
It was quick. You can see the B-Stream update. Oh, that's going to be a good one too. Damn, team spirit, team vitality.
Okay.
Dust to the map. Check that out if you want to add just a B to your URL you're currently watching on.
Now this is around where they could actually pressure Linus, and they are.
Okay, let's knock on the door, see what Linus can do with this kind of pressure. His first S-tier LAN event.
Oof.
And Rez is right there in support. Okay, I've come, I've done the damage, you'll handle the rest. See you later.
Gets to lob out his utility now as well, so this one should just peter on out.
The bomb's on B side though, so Acorn clearly had intentions, and Plopsky's caught another. Dexter trying to worm his way through that mid boost. Yeah, this one's just going to peter out into nothing for Bemis. Plopsky definitely looking a little bit revitalized since his return to LAN.
Oof. Yeah, look, I think with new players coming in, and remember, Plopsky years ago, we were talking about him at Malmo, the fact, you know, look, that story, you guys have heard it a million times, but even still, with roles getting changed, what feels like, not often, but often enough for keep things interesting at NiP, it's going to be difficult to constantly be getting either the position you're comfortable with. There it is, so closing things down, 7-2. This is getting away from mousesports here. We will be getting into another gun round of play. But it has just been the mid-control, right? They limp into the mid-control, and then if they lose the opening pick, they fall back and try and hit a bomb site. They need to maybe have a bit more conviction in their play. Maybe something, you know, with a bit more intention behind it.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, just like, I'm going to be completely honest here. Pound for pound, like the names on paper, I've got mousesports every day of the week. Like, I have such high expectations of Rops, Frozen. Acor has really impressed me at times, admittedly not consistently. Bemis has so much flair in his game, but so far, it does just feel like a one-horse race. Acor's changing things. Good find.
Yeah, if Rops can get activated, being on one kill for him and it being a kill of no consequence, right? That's where we need to be turning our attention here. Obviously not all the pressure on him, but definitely needs to contribute his bag.
He could be waving goodbye to the Bad News Bears as well. A lower bracket, best of 3 elimination game taking place on a C-stream.
Watch this crossfire here. Every time Plopsky and LNZ have been hit, I always see him get a couple.
Okay, full blind, but he's tucked it on bench, and it's always Plopsky, as you highlight. A real problem. And a nice chance. Device has not been able to hit the shot, though, and they are in. One towards the van. Bemis connects. A flash for his advance. And that's going to put Linus on notice. Rez still trying to keep them busy. A high flash that could enable a fight here. It's Dexter to defend. And now only Device and his AWP. Surely he's not even going to try and contribute to starting to moonwalk out of there. Hesitance to get that bomb down. They don't know where he is. I think he's already fired off a shot.
Look who's coming behind. Rops is here. He's going to hear all this. Easy as you like. That is a very, very simple second kill for Rops there. And that's a big one because it takes that AWP away. So now we can start asking some questions. And the fact that they keep Plopsky to just one kill, they didn't rush it, right? They get the space, and then they're able to trade that out. Plopsky, as I've been talking about, go watch some of his recent highlights, multi-killing from that position. Yeah. So very good job from mousesports to limit him to just one. And it does look like a little bit of a technical timeout has been called. We just saw Hampus talking to the admins just there, so bear with us. Obviously, there's a couple of extra kinks to get out of the system with this one, ladies and gentlemen. First time back.
Have you got all of your kinks out of your system?
Not yet. Got a couple more. I think we lost Rushley. He went home early, so we got Jakey observing. Just giving him a shout out.
Yeah, that's worth doing. Yeah, absolutely. Jakey's on. Rushley just took easy shift for him today.
Okay, 3 best of 1. See you guys.
Yeah, peace
Have a
out.
good one. Alrighty. Rush has got the bloody dream, doesn't he?
I think we've got the dream. We've got a best of 3 LAN game, and it seems like NiP definitely just carrying that online performance. We've seen them, you know, finding their footing. The fact that Device has joined this roster and immediately they've seen an upswing. It's going to be a very different kettle of fish now with Device giving them, I would imagine, even more support when they're in that LAN environment.
Remember middle of last year, we heard coming out of the player break that NiP were the team to watch, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then I think I did a podcast or there was an interview or something with Threat, and he was talking about how having to plan their peaks a bit better because it went into like Cologne, into event, into event, into event, and he was like, well, I just planned for one event. I didn't kind of plan for the season.
Yeah.
So now they've got some extra sharp tools. And I think that they're obviously going to come in here with this one. It's the end of the season. This is all the focus. So this could be the perfect storm.
It's super interesting. That's a conversation topic that was being thrown around. I was in Berlin for League of Legends last week. And a lot of the best teams in the league are having bad starts in their season. And a lot of the conversation is they're realizing we can't be the best the whole season.
Sure, you got to time your peaks.
We just need to, as you said, time our peaks. And it seems like NiP definitely are going to be peaking at the right time here. And talking of peaks, from one side to the other, a different spelling. Rops has a look. He does find nothing. Acor quite comfortable to just stroll out mid. He's not expecting any resistance in that window. He's well aware of the NiP setups, and it seems like Device is going to be leaning B this time to support on that short side. It does leave a bit of a vulnerability towards that A, should Rez or hampus have any early exchanges.
Look at Dexter taking so much space again. He's just creeping up on his lonesome here. Acor can't really help him if he swings this corner. This is the magic line, the line drawn in the sand. Dexter cannot round this. Damage done. Now he's going to put some pressure on.
Oh! Acor did not get much time to get his eye to the scope there.
Okay, well, Dexter's been able to take room off of this, but the rotation from NiP is coming over. Plopsky and Device are making a move. They're playing retake A here, Ninjas.
Yeah, so there's a lot of space for them to stretch their legs. Util will be dropped. There's 3 CTs coming in thick and fast for this A defense.
Plant open. There's the avenue to do so, but you can see how worried they are.
You have to drop it. Burning does have to deploy his smoke. They know there's one tucked in ticket. Pipeline held by Device, but here we go. 4 versus 5. The advantage, at least in the men, is NiP, but that clock ticks in favor of mousesports.
Look at all these nades left over for the retake. NiP have a lot in their back pocket.
Look how patient they are. Rez is still hiding on the window room. He's going to have an element of surprise for sure. I don't think they're expecting this at all. 2 backs turned. He hasn't checked his right.
Here comes the surprise.
Yeah, Rops is going to be confused. Oh, Rez distracted.
Oh, the footsteps.
Yeah, he's focusing on Dexter instead. Will strike nicely, but it's mousesports with all the frags necessary. Not bad.
Oh, the thing is, that right there from Rez could have been the difference maker in the retake. But the fact that it falls apart like that, the fact that he gets lured in by Dexter, it looks like we just focused on the complete wrong side of the map. Yeah. But that was the most pivotal part, the most pivotal section in that round. This is the other angle, right? Frozen up here in apartments.
But this is where you'd see him swinging out jungle right now. He'd kill Frozen, Rops, back of the heads. And then, oh yeah, wow.
Dexter baited him, he didn't even know. Dexter won the round with sound cue, didn't even have a clue he was doing it.
That's some nuance. That's some Counter-Strike right there. And fair play, NiP playing for retake, they had so many nades, just couldn't quite shape it up.
Hold up, what's this push? Frozen, you're about to get an ace, my friend. These guys are all just on USPs.
All right, so 300, and that's where it stops. Okay.
Oh, well, he can call all that info. This is NiP broken already, right? So this is mousesports going to hopefully just take that bomb over towards A. There we go, Rops. We'll pick it on up. Don't know how many Frozen saw, right? Because in that blur, when they come around the corner, the info, they're still going to worry about a couple of sneaky beaky CTs around, but now it's just about avoiding as much damage as possible. Rops seeing where's covered. Bomb will go down, and looking good for the 5th. So mousesports 7-2 to 7-5. Keeping it going.
Dexter's keeping up with his young guns so far here on the scores. Speaking of, get his 7th as well.
These are everybody's favorite kills.
Yeah. Where did Eco Cobra come from?
I feel like it's American.
Is it American?
I feel like yeah.
I've heard Yanko say it. I've heard Jason say it.
It's yeah. I'm not certain. Exactly.
We'll have to get a history lesson with Yanko.
Etymology.
Etymology, certainly.
Damn, the brain does work occasionally. All right, well, Rez will hold on to that AK, and that's not too bad because cash, not fantastic for NiP. We've got 4.9 for hampus.
No warp for Device.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, if Rez wanted to be a very selfless man, he could have dropped one, but he needs armor, he needs some nades. Now okay, well, hampus is going to be gifting the AWP across or using it himself. So it looks like that'll be the case. Hampus is going to wield the big green.
Last cannon, interesting. Hampus, I mean, there's no slouch on it. Definitely not, but let's see if this one is a bit quicker. It looks that way, at least shaping up that way. mousesports trying to feign the same mid-control, but this time only Acor. And look, what is he up to? He wants to peek window side, even posting up for connector, expecting no resistance. He could peek over the smoke. Just in the nick of time, Rez tucks back in towards the ticket side.
He's on his lonesome here.
Completely, but he's selling it. He's trying to sell it. And Device isn't buying.
That was his own smoke with a huge gap. That's a big problem.
Ooh, Rez lucky to be alive after that one. He catches a dink through the box. Hiding in the smoke is Plopsky, has a slight angle, commits to the spray. It doesn't quite convert. Frozen lives on. It's smoked off. There's no way for them to contest from connector side. There's two of them there. They re-smoke as well. Oh, what? Straight through the smoke. We've lost Bemus. Problems now. Bomb ticking. Dexter the one to punch in the digits. Now we have after plant set up. Frozen re-smoking connector. That's 3 smokes we've seen from mousesports in the same location. And a glass cannon AWP is not the weapon of the choice. Quick find, converted off the flash. A second in the smoke is Device. He's crawled through. Oh, now a problem for Dexter. They know exactly where he is. Time is not on his side, and neither is Rez. Shuts him down. NiP make it 8.
Phew, that one got very, very dicey for a moment there. That find through the smoke from Device was great. Like leveling up with a bit of a freebie. You do love to see it. And now they're going to be able to keep themselves above water. That's the half win right there. 8 rounds to the Ninjas. And that has forced out a timeout. So this is the gap, right? We saw Acor take all the space, and then he threw his own smoke towards window. Just not perfect enough. And Device, an absolute menace. Look at this, Rez on 8 HP as well. So good impact here within the late stages.
And rounds at this level of play will be decided by the tiniest of mistakes. I mean, the fact you have a gap in your smoke leads to your mid-presence, your rotate, your AWPer, all gone.
That's the thing, right? Acor's going to be kicking himself because they gave him a lot of space there to hopefully find a pick, and just to know, oh man, I flubbed the bloody smoke. Like that was something that you feel like you could have avoided, right? It wasn't like he got swung on or anything strange, just a bit of a gap in the smoke, not going his way. And now mousesports had a timeout, had a conversation. They still have a full buy. AWP back in play, rifles are there, and things are looking better for NiP now. Utility good, kits are in play, and look, the AWP is back in the hands of Device now. So normality restored. Quick window smoke. Molly towards connector and a couple of flashes over. This mid-control. Oh dear, not looking good at all. Acor again goes down to Device, and Device wants more. He's giving it a re-pick on this. Dexter gets dropped, and that's 2 big openings.
Yeah, I thought it was very brave of Dexter to keep that swing. Knowing he's up against an AWPer, not any AWPer, it's Device. He's not going to let that go. Acor caught with his knife in his hand, not looking fantastic. Round 14 already. Looks like a Ninja's 9th.
Such a luxury to have hampus on your team. Oh, we're going B.
Here we go. Frozen clearing. Nice find. He's burning a little. Doesn't clear his right side. It's Linus who's been quiet. Angles are held. Bemus found. Good find from LNZ. Even Frozen's so low, he could finish the job here. And he does. Another body down. It's only Rops. A 1v4. Very tall order. And there are already 3 of them on the site. He's not ready for this. They'll take contact at the same time. Apps, short, and sight. Sometimes he's robotic, but even he can't handle that.
They had him absolutely booked there. Rez was so quick on that flank through the underpass, but he wasn't even needed, right? That right there for Rops is a nightmare scenario. The fact he had to worry about market, the fact he had to worry about the apps position, the guy in sight, and then hampus coming up short. This here, this is Mouse having faith in their utility. That's what this is, right? Dexter, surely he's not going to re-peak, right? Okay, now 9-5 and looking very likely to be a 10th here. Going to get this one back underway with what should be an A execute. 4 members setting up util now. Frozen selling a bit of a fake over towards middle. It is just hampus on the site right here, so there is a bit of a timing. If they go now, they might be able to isolate.
Fast. hampus back turned. Timing usually favors him. This time it's Bemus. hampus slumped into a pile. Device hiding, retreating from the smoke. They want a fast plant here. I can't fault them. They just want to play some sort of favorable 5v4 for once. It's Deagles and AKs. Don't forget, 3 members with just a sidearm. Frozen late and mid. This arrival from Frozen could be everything. If he could just get the dank flank onto Rez, even Device, it's about timing for him. Here comes the NiP retake. They're going for around the world for the after plant. It's not ideal. Here we go. Plopsky in. Hiding in the smoke is Dexter. Smoke onto the default box. Rops to contest from Sandwich. It's already Dexter down. They'll clear Rops out as well. Does well to find a single head. It's not planted for you, Acor. It's not planted for you. And there they go. Just Bemus does knock him off the bomb.
It
might be. I'm not sure. It's really close. I think they have it. Oh, heartbreak. 10 for the boys. Ninjas in pajamas break the double digits, and we'll see who's going to take a leg up in this best of 3 for a spot at the main event.
So teams which I think gonna get out of playing, I would say, obviously I'm gonna say us, but I would go with Spirit, NiP, and I would say FaZe, and Vitality as well.
Rez is reclining. It looks like headsets are off. The
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, well, hang on. They like to have their conversation. That's how the boot camp vibe went anyway.
Oh, dearie me.
The second half is surely looming. mousesports taking on the Ninjas in Pajamas for a spot in the main event. They both won their respective best of ones. We saw, of course, LDLC in their opening game struggling versus the Ninjas in Pajamas. Ancient in a best of one. That was their game.
And Ancient up next as well. So we're going to see it twice in a day, at least out of the Ninjas, which quite is curious, I think. I think I saw Matthew making some tweets about the veto, which, you know, it is an interesting one because NiP have been playing a lot of Mirage. So to see mousesports go for that pick, that's curious in itself.
Worth mentioning as well, like this has been a really slow start from Rops and Frozen on Mirage, but also they were the highest performers in their victory in their best of 1 versus the Bad News Bears. Like I'm talking 1.5 rating. They really had no issues with the North Americans. It seems like NiP a very different beast. They've kept both Rops and Frozen very honest with a 10-round half, and that's now, of course, swapped over. We'll get to see mousesports taking to the defense. And NiP on the attack. So, Linus given a smoke and a flashbang. Everyone else is equipped with the Kev. Ooh. 5 sets for the USPs of the aforementioned armor.
1xBet odds now favoring NiP here. It makes sense with the 10-5 half.
There's 3 CTs in middle. They'll be able to respond quickly, but they'll be smoked off. Linus plans to smoke it off. They'll either have to charge through it or go all the way around the world or wait. And here comes the entire squad. It's just Bemis screaming for help. They're flooded into the site, and it's lost. I mean, what do? Wait, respect the smoke, or play for the retake?
Oh, that helps.
You could just shoot through it, I guess.
All right, well, that's a great way to open things up, but the bomb is still down. Rops has found another here, and he's looking for more. This is Rops coming alive.
Damn! And Device to respond. What more has he got? Just 1 with the clock. Yeah, that's going to leave a mark. hampus gone too. And NiP, you got everything you wanted there. The smoke worked, the players were locked out, the bomb went down, but then Acor and Rops just happened.
Yeah, we wanted more from Rops, and that was great. A huge double right there, and this is where he's going to do his best work, right? The CT side, this guy, absolute monster. I'm going to need to see that level of performance here. Loser of this one will drop on down to play the winner of EG versus Vici, right? So that could still get dicey, right? Vici, that unknown bit of a curveball. It's been a while since we've seen them on international soil. And EG, look, that game against FaZe, they won both pistols. So maybe, and Mihu was contributing a lot of rounds there, but they're no slouches, right? We saw them in recent times having some decent performances, at least performing, I think, above anybody's expectations. But the force buy here from NiP, facilitated by that plant, 2 AKs, couple of deagles. Oh, this is aggressive, Frozen.
Yeah. Taking some liberties here.
Very aggressive, and now playing an off angle. How far is he going to keep creeping?
I think you'll have heard that. hampus just gets a freebie. Oh,
that's a
dear.
That's a half right there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you dream of. In a deagle force, or rather, yeah, it is. Deagle force.
Spotted.
Realized.
Still some gaps to work with here for NiP. If Rez makes his way into vent room, he can chill out. We have a minute left on the clock, so there's no dramas as far as time goes. Pressure is going to be on Dexter. Smoke's going to be fading. And Molotov, oh, it's about to land. Dexter's going to burn.
He's cooked. What do? Stand and deliver. That's what you do. Great find. Burns for his troubles, but that could have very well been a problem. He does well to find 2 frags prior to his death.
And Rops was there babysitting. He was looking up towards that vent room. As Dexter's getting those kills, Rez has picked the vent room, and he's gone down to Rops here. So now it's just the new boy, Linus, or LNZ. 35 seconds would be some clutch. Would love to get his hands on one of those AK-47s, but he's not going to get a chance as Rops swings on out, takes him down, and, well, considering ACOL went down for free, they kept that one pretty tidy, mousesports. They're going to be able to get up to 8 rounds here, as it should be the full eco coming out of the Swedes +1. Do we just say he's an honorary Swede? I guess the Danes won't like that very much.
No, but no one's going to be upset when you refer to the NiP squad as the Swedes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Honestly, if anyone is, they're a pedant, and they've got nothing better to tweet.
Oh, okay. Troglodyte was the one I was running with in more recent times.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
I don't know many words that end in dite. Oh, and Frozen. Good night.
That's interesting because he's done that 2 rounds in a row.
Yep.
So let's keep our eyes on that if he's going to keep going aggressive in that B apartments position, because if you're coming late, or maybe if your default doesn't have your eyes trained on that jump over towards Van straight away, Frozen can get across. Oh, Acor, you're not having a good go of things in window, are you, mate? No. 2 rounds in a row, you've just been slapped.
That Deagle really bangs. Device, the 2 Deagles in play. He's more than capable. And nice jiggle from Plopsky. He's actually just drawn enough shots. Rops building a bit of a mental picture as to where they are located. Frozen's abandoned the apartments, but that doesn't mean mousesports have. Dexter's actually going to push on in. Oh, that's a shame. Dexter crosshair in the right place, just could not react in time. And Linus, with just 10 HP, has got himself an M4.
The B-split's coming here, and there's 2 players close enough, Frozen and Rops. They can shut this down, and they need to. This would be a terrible round to let slip.
They can't afford to lose this one. They're about to close the gap. This needs to reach 10-8.
Oh, what?
Good. Frozen just lined him up on abs. A quick response from Devices. Deagle's not done. And Plopsky, don't forget, has an M4. He could respond. He can't. Great react from Robs. Quick into the head, but a little sketchy. You can see Frozen's not satisfied with the dirty 0-2 at the end of that one.
Yeah, that's going to make things a little bit harder, right? Mouse will be able to buy, but that feels like it could have been avoided. Really good shots here from NiP. So the best of ones, almost acting as a warm-up for both of these teams, right? Bad news bears for mousesports. We saw NiP take on LDLC, and now this is where we get the big boy games in play. And here we go. The guns are out.
This was the double from Frozen just to secure the round.
Oh, I didn't.
And that's a big start. Rops as well. One of the superstars now shut down in round 19's opening 10 seconds. And Frozen was there with him. They were supposed to be sending both of them for some sort of aggressive maneuver. It has been cut very short. Now, an unknown entity in Hampus and Rez. He doesn't know where they've gone. Have they abandoned middle?
Okay, if Frozen pushes and clears this, Dexter can rotate back towards A, because Dexter just flashed over top mid, and now Frozen is pushing. So the further he goes, and if he calls this clear, at least there can be a 3-player stack over towards this A site. It has to be an A hit. Plopsky is still in apartments. There's no real reason for NiP to change their tact right now.
Frozen.
Look at this.
Presented with an opportunity for mid-flank. He's going around the world. He's going full T-spawn flank. He's going to be careful with his steps, so he may be a little late. Plopsky bringing the bomb through Palace, and Beam has pushed up ramp. This could go from 0 to 100 very quickly.
Dexter's about to be in trouble.
Strap in.
Smoke's fading.
Here it comes. Dexter does deal with the first. He's anticipating a second. Rez just tucked in. Oh, the element of surprise. He does strike. Here. They do. Frozen has already taken down Device. Plopsky tucked into balcony. That should be the finish. Rez with another. Now just Frozen up against it. First of the 1v3 found. There's too many heads. And he burns to a crisp. NiP make it 11.
Oh, that one got super dicey right there. The fact that Bemis and Acor, they're the ones rooted in on the site. They're the ones who should be good for like 1 apiece, or at least 1 between them. Don't get anything done there. So NiP, very diligent onto the clear. They walked right into the lion's den of this stack.
The fact that Rez has lost a teammate there and doesn't just immediately pull the trigger on the swing, it's just smart play. You can see that at that point he was drawn to hunt, starts looking, and at that point he's just not ready with his crosshairs. So, eco time, as Zeus is in play.
Well, that's exciting. I haven't been able to do the sound effect in a little while, so let's see, Rops.
Our first land Zeus of the mainstream.
Let me get ready.
Your vocal warm-ups.
Ooh, this has got a timer on it, doesn't it, Ropsy boy? That smoke in window fading might cause disaster. Beamer spots one towards connector.
He's got a smoke to play in, though. Here it comes.
Here he comes.
Ah! Nice. Oh, wow. You have been practicing.
Yeah, on my off time.
That should be it. I'm afraid that's where the fun stops. At least for mousesports, I think the fun... Oh, saying that, Bemis' Deagle is connected into 2 heads, and Dexter's dinked another. This is getting weird. It's getting fruity. Rez with just 17 points of health. Acor could throw anything at him. That USP actually will work wonders here if the nade didn't land right at his toes, knocks his shoes clean off. Frozen's USP still a threat. AK to be recovered as well. He just has to time this right. Plopsky's looking the right way. Triple side, and that's a problem.
It's been spotted.
Yeah, that is a real problem. Maybe the smoke will be safe haven, or how kind of them. Give him a wall of smokes to try and maneuver through. Safe plant triple, not like he can be wall banged.
Needs to get his hands on that AK to make this viable. Plopsky's aware of that. Oh, can't quite get it. The go-go gadget arm's not in play right there, and NiP, they deal with it. They get themselves up to 12 here. 12-8 the scoreline now, and that was the save, right? So that got interesting all thanks to this man on your screen right here. Bemis with 2 big Deagle kills, and obviously Rops with that Zeus. Here it is again. Just leaping through the smoke like a bloody gazelle.
He used that flash as a cue, right? He knows that's the sound of someone stepping straight out into line of fire. All right, fist bumps exchanged, a big round ahead of us. Acor's not been having a lot of fun in middle so far. Rops is burning, he's so flashed, he doesn't know. Oh, NiP popping off to open up proceedings here.
This is brutal right now. Bemis, you are in a lot of trouble.
Oh, he's got some tenacity in him, but it's just falling apart. Dexter, however, recovers. Taking down Rez's aggression through window.
Frozen clears this, they're on.
That's a big if.
Oh, the timing. Oh, he almost had a chance. He's not going to expect this, no way.
Can't adjust in time. Only Dexter, and I think he's short-lived. Yeah, Plopsky makes short work of him. All right, NiP 13, and you can see like, if I'm living in my empathetic bubble where I'm just Linus for a second.
Okay,
you know,
all right.
Like, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for him. Not only has he won the best of 1, but he's come into the first best of 3, and his whole team, you know, it feels like the same NiP he's been playing with online. There's nothing weird about it. He's managing to keep a consistent scoreline. He hasn't been exploited on B. Like, there is nothing but good vibrations for this kid right now.
Yeah, and he's actually being quite vocal, right? Which is
that's
good,
what I'm saying.
Like, he's getting fired up with it all, and those emotions, you know, if you can ride them in a positive way, if you're able to harness them in your favor, it's going to help out a lot here. It's also going to do a lot for your team, you know, especially if he has a big play. But we're taking another timeout right now, and Mytha, he's having a lot to say again. This is 3 rounds on the trot, money in the bin. You can see here, bottom right-hand side of your screen, we've got 3K at the high end for Bemis. At the low end, it's Rops there, who's already invested into a Deagle. He's only got 1,700 left over. So as this loss bonus is starting to build, sure, they can have a gun round in the next round of play, but that's 14 for NiP already put on the board. Frozen's going to try his luck this time round on that Zeus. But some resistance is necessary here, and having your AWP player on the CT side just getting slammed round and round again. Look, he died with a scout against the Deagles. He got Deagled again by Device later in the piece, and just there, absolutely flattened. Would be nice to find him an opening or 2 here.
Yeah, had much more impact in that first half. The CT side, he's been humbled.
Just such a horrible spot to play, right? The fact that teams can throw that window smoke from spawn, get that cat smoke to land, they're always molly and connected, the flashes are always there. What are you meant to do, right? A wise man, it was simple, you know, once we were in Dallas, I think it was, we're all sitting around the pool, we're having a bit of a chat, and he was talking, he said, you know, as an AWPer, what are you doing open window on Mirage, right? Like, you're never going to get away with anything. Now, that's me paraphrasing. Simple did not say anything like that, but he was basically saying as an AWPer on Mirage, like, what can you do, right? So,
I think he was, yeah, that was when you were arguing as to why he wasn't playing the AWPer Mirage much. He was like, what do you need to do? Sit and stare at smokes in window?
Crazy, that was like, what, 3 years ago now?
Shut up, it wasn't.
Yeah, 2018? Or was it early 2019? Either way.
By the way, hampus has got 2 of his 3 frags direct through smoke in this round. Hasn't required to see his adversary to best them.
Now, we all thought that the power was with Glaive, but the power was actually with Device. He makes it so the in-game leader of the team can see through smokes. He carries that along with him.
Frozen close, not far off. Trying to get that aim lock look. Close.
I don't think he gets a chance now, does he? Range is well and truly out of that. Need something now. Just having that pistol being the only real CT rounds with the conversions, and those conversions were dicey at best. His the hampus smoke kills again for everybody playing at home. Give you a bit of that smoke cam, and oh dear.
Like, this was mousesports' pick, right?
Yeah.
mousesports picking Mirage. They've got Ancient to go up against them next. I'm not sure how much historical Ancient they've even played. I'm going to double check, actually.
Take that Gamers Without Borders result and chuck that in the bin.
Yeah. Oh, they're all Gamers Without Borders results. So we haven't seen them in an official yet on this on the next map of play. So this is going to be very interesting if mousesports cannot recover a competitive Mirage.
At least they found an opening this time around. Hampus, the nuisance, has been taken down, but 3 players coming over towards B, and it is just Dexter here on his lonesome up towards this balcony. Smoke fading. He's going to need a couple of kills.
Nade looks promising, you know. Good chip damage. Puts 2 members into that one-shot headshot radius.
There's a lot on him right now. The rotation from Acor up short is going to be dicey as well, especially if they smoke him off. And there are, or is, at least one smoke in play for NiP here. Acor now just sauntering on over to help out the in-game leader of Dexter.
They burned through their smokes, didn't they? Oh, and Linus giving us a little tutorial. You could call it a Linus tech tip.
Yeah. Well, that would have smoked off Acor, but he's ahead of it now. Here we go.
Dexter. Oh, good find. Only one. They were lined up for him. Device responds quickly. Plopsky's into the site. And Acor trying to escape. Its Device is having some issues with Rops. But is AWP on the repeat, just a little too strong. 3 versus 3. The bomb yet to be planted. Looks like LNZ is getting it down. And 3 all coming in from market side. Yeah, and no kit either. A single flash perhaps for the cross. They know Device is going to be posted up. And if they just go dry.
This is over.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Ooh-wee, maybe not. Frozen's have found it. They have to hurry up. It's a 10-second defuse, boys. Go now. Beamers falls. Plopsky locks down the round, and there's nothing Acor can do. Just hold on to his AWP, give it a kiss, and hope it will save him the next.
Oh, and as well, he might even get hunted here. They've spotted him, surely.
Yeah, he's going to have to flash and fight, I think.
Plopsky's locked him in. Nades are coming.
He's not going to keep on to this. They're coming. Baits the shot, swings in, nice catch. Acor will at least maintain the AWP.
Oh, dearie me. Plopsky just being a real thorn in the side right there. Money in the bin. I don't know how Mouse can bounce back from a 15-8 deficit here. This is looking like this one is done. The fact that Acor is not able to contribute anything from short there, and Rops is fighting on his lonesome right here, that's the problem, right? They're still stuck in apartments. Acor's not able to get anything done. He's just having to play behind that smoke. You don't want to combat AWP, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Staring down the barrel of it, here it is. mousesports limped on in. MP9 for Dexter. They've got kits this time round. Maybe that's the difference maker here, but it's a tough one to swallow.
Seven map points for the Ninjas in Pajamas, and it's on their opponent's map pick as well, so this is going swimmingly. Ninjas in Pajamas, definitely some history in the Cologne Hall of Fame. Oh, and just the tip of the head.
Lord.
Rops handed out a haircut.
It's not going their way at all. BMS and Acor, it's all on you. They're coming.
Here's the pins pulled. There's going to be a lot around the corner for BMS if he leaves that default box. They know exactly where he is, trying to throw anything through the smoke. They're so set up for success. He can't even show his head again. He's been dinked down. BMS does so well to find one before the nade finishes him off, but they're into the site now.
Oh, they know where Acor is.
Oh.
Now it's just him. He can only come from A ramp. He can only come from Palace. This one is looking done and dusted right now. NiP just need to plant the bomb. Acor, a 1-on-4. What are you going to do? There's no way back into this. They're going to lock him out of this completely. Go around the world, but you have 40 seconds, and that starts right now.
He'll give it everything she's got. Captain. And he's been spotted. No fun to be had here. NiP. Quite a clinic on Mirage. Hunted down with his knife and his pants around his ankles. NiP take map 1 of the best of 3.